control our market. So the traders want to partner with government. The traders want to control the market. Whosoever that is giving them backing to oppress the poor masses, we shall expose that person from Benin to Abuja, from Abuja to Lagos, from Lagos to Port Harcourt.
It's another beautiful Wednesday afternoon to you. I trust you're having a bright time. Find the youth we're looking forward to months ago. It's finally here, and today is the 20th day of December. 5 days to Christmas. The countdown is on already. In spite of the youth celebration, businessmen and businesswomen are out there ensuring that they are pursuing their business goals, ensuring that the goals they set for themselves for 2023 it's a reality. And that's part of the conversation we're going to be having today. Once again, I want to especially welcome you and Merry Christmas to you in advance and a prosperous New Year ahead. All right. My name is Uncommon Emmanuel, and I want to welcome you to this beautiful program. Sure, you're going to stick around with us because we have a whole lot in store for you today in our conversation. You know how we do it on this program, The Business Today. We sample what the business outlook is or are for the nation, then international, as the case may be. Then we'll come back after that to look at the conversation for that particular event. So that's what we're going to be doing with the conversation today. My name is Uncommon Emmanuel, and I want to especially welcome you to the conversation today. All right, we're going to first of all go to what the papers are saying this afternoon, and we're looking at the business section of the papers. We're going to look at what the papers are saying. Then after the business section, we'll go over to the conversation proper. And we're staying with the business day this morning. The business day is with this bold headline: Reps challenge Tinubu on zero budget allocation to NPC and ARCON. And that's what the reps are saying. And also we have Nigeria records 424 billion trade deficit in the agricultural sector. And we did talk about we're going to be paying close attention to the agri sector in some other time of our conversation. We have 10 budget-friendly gifts for children this Christmas 2023. 10 budget-friendly gifts for children this Christmas 2023. And we have another story here. Naira firm up at official markets despite drop in dollar liquidity. Naira firms up at official markets despite drop in dollar liquidity. And Business Day is also celebrating. Business Day celebrates Nigeria's top 100 resilient SMEs. Business Day celebrates Nigeria's top 100 resilient SMEs. And also we have real estate taps debt as equity dries up. Real estate taps debt as equity dries up. We also have what Red Sea crisis means for Nigerian oil. What Red Sea crisis means for Nigerian oil. Then we also have 12 million mobile subscribers may be blocked. 12 million mobile subscribers may be blocked, and that's credited to the NIN. Then we also have a tribe called Judah. Akindele taps street marketing to boss office success. No remedy for defected 25 river lawmakers, and that's credited to PDP. Global conflicts cripple Nigeria's war on terrorism. Global conflict cripples Nigeria's war on terrorism. And we also have recapitalization to fuel government's $1 trillion economic ambition. Recapitalization to fuel government's $1 trillion economic ambition, and that's credited to the Central Bank of Nigeria. We have Elumelu linked companies, Trans, other large caps In return, Brent hit $78 on Red Sea shipping disruption. Boa Group signs deal to build 700 tons mini LNG projects. And we also have insecurity is now business. Many Nigerians make money from it, and that's credited to the Chief of Defense Staff. And all right, I think that's the much you can take from the staple of the Business Day newspaper. Let's take few from the Punch newspaper before we call it a wrap. NNPCL win Transparency Innovation Award. The Punch newspaper, we're taking the business angle. NNPCL wins Transparency Innovation Award. And we also see Abe Mortgage Bank appoints new chairman. ITUC raises concern over rising unresolved industrial disputes. AFDB advises PFMA graduates on accountability. Africa must address manpower shortage in project management. And we'll take one more. Power generation to drop by 676 megawatts over plant maintenance. All right, that's the much we can take from what the business are saying this afternoon as regards the major business newspaper in Nigeria. We'll take a short break. After this break, when we return, we're going to be having a wonderful conversation with our guest, our erudite guest, who is already seated in the studio this afternoon. And we're going to be looking at 2024 in perspective. We're going to be putting into perspective. We're going to be talking how to set goals for the year, how to achieve goals for the year 2023. Then from there, we're going to look into investing for the future. And we'll look at real estate investing, which has become something to talk about in Edo State, in Nigeria, and in Africa in entirety. Sit around. Our programs continue after the short break.
Community leaders will control our market. So the traders want to partner with government. The traders want to control the market. Whosoever is giving them backing to oppress the poor masses, we shall expose that person from Benin to Abuja, from Abuja to Lagos, from Lagos to Port Harcourt.
11 or 12 more days to the new year, 11 days to the end of 2023, and from there onward we start counting into 2024. The question is, what was your goal like in 2023? Did you achieve your goals? Did you meet your targets that you set for the year? I've spoken with a whole lot of business people, and they've told me, because of the challenges we experienced in 2023, we couldn't meet our targets, the goals we set for ourselves as individuals, as well as the goals set for their businesses, we are not achieved. But despite the drawbacks, some persons were able to say 2023 was their best year ever, and they gave me reasons to buttress their points. Now 2024 is almost here. How do we set goals? Successful people that achieve their goals, how do they set goals? This will gonna benefit you, so that you're gonna set goals for yourself for 2024. Then from there we'll go to talking about business investment. Now it will interest you to know that goal setting is a powerful process for thinking about your ideal future. It's a process, an ideal process for thinking about your ideal future and motivating yourself to turn that vision into reality. It's a process, and it's something everyone out there should be actively engaging for a beautiful and a blissful and also a profitable 2024. I'm not going to be discussing this conversation alone. I have a brilliant guest in the studio this afternoon. It's no other person than Mr. Osayogie Effort. Mr. Effort, good afternoon this afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
But you're smiling effortlessly. What's the secret?
No, the year has been quite tough. You understand? But I know as an entrepreneur and business owner, we have to go to a stage where you have to be comfortable with the challenge.
All right, Mr. Osayogie Effort is a real estate consultant, he's a business innovator, and also a digital marketer. How do you fuse these three aspects into one?
Okay. My major skill set is actually cut across digital marketing. I made digital marketing Maven, and I've been doing digital marketing since 2017. So, and I have a lot of certification when it comes to digital marketing. So, it got to a stage where I begin to find interest in several sectors when it comes to business, consulting, and real estate. Look at the fact that what power most business is marketing and sales. So I'm like, okay, let me use my
marketing and sales.
Yeah, that's the NGO. You understand me? So I was like, let me use my marketing and sales skill to venture into real estate and venture into business consulting.
So that's actually practicing what you had thought, because you talked about certification. Now you're talking about getting your hands dirty, going to the field problem.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's summarize 2023. I spoke to some business people. They said 2023. I know we started the year with the issue of fear crisis, the increase in fear. Then at one point we entered a Naira redesign and scarcity. Then while we're grappling with that, we saw a transition in government, and we had a new president, and then we saw fear subsidy, removal of fear subsidy, and this itself disrupted a whole lot of persons' plans, goals for 2023. Now tell us, how has the year been in summary?
To be fair with you, this 2023 have been quite challenging. Very, very, very challenging. Like normally say, tough time don't last, tough people do.
Obviously.
So my advice to most people is that you should not expect things to be easier. Expect things to be harder. You yourself have to become stronger.
But that's not the conventional thinking.
Yeah,
we
most
expect
conventional
things to be
thinking.
easy.
Yeah, most conventional is that people believe things will just be easier, smooth. But you see, the way the world is advancing, things will become difficult. But personally, you have to have a orientation that you yourself have to become stronger to withstand any difficulty ahead.
All right, now let's look at setting goals. A whole lot of persons at the 30th or 31st of December, which is few days from here, you see some person just get a sheet of paper, you just write New Year resolution. Some person just write their business, you just do what they scrabble some things on a few pieces of paper, and they want to have a glorious 2024. How should businesses, or what should businesses be doing in these next 11 days to position themselves effectively for 2024?
Okay, the concept of goal setting is that goal setting gives you a focus. Goal setting is a productivity requirement. People have to understand that goal setting is not something that since everybody is doing it, I should do it. You have to understand that goal setting is something you can do. It will take you from where you are now to where you will be come the end of 2024. And the concept of goal setting is very, very, very simple. People have to understand simplicity in goal setting. Simplicity is very, very, very key. You don't have to set 50 goals, 30 goals, 100 goals for 2024. Don't do that. I was once there before. Don't do that. Just put pen down paper. If you just 10 goals in terms of priority, because people want to do a lot of things. 10 goals that will take you from where you are now to where you desire. Just 10 goals for 2024. Put them down on paper in terms of priority. These are the 10 things you want to achieve. Other things might come underneath, but these are the 10 goals. And just focus on these 10 goals. There's a principle I learned from Brian Tracy, one of his book, Goals. It talked about people trying to be very, very, very simple as much as they can. Write your goals every day. Or look at if you have 10 goals, try to write those 10 goals down every day, or look at those 10 goals every day. You get to a point, you get accustomed to it. You start becoming a reality, and try and personalize those goals.
How do you mean personalize?
What I mean is that, for example, I don't just write I want to become a millionaire in 2024. That's very, 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 very vague. You understand me? I write I earn 10 million naira 2024. It's not we per se. If they say, because goals, there are different type of goals. There are family goals, there are financial goals, there are personal goals, there are professional goals, and those goals can also be categorized into long term or short term. So if you are setting goals regarding your personal finance, you have to personalize it. If it's goal regarding the organization, you know that you need 1 or 2 persons to achieve these goals. You understand me? And people have to also understand that goal setting, the concept of goal setting is that goal setting is also a motivational strategy. People say motivation don't last, just like Ziegler said. He said just like breathing, you have to do it every day. So the concept of setting goals is that so that you be motivated, because humans naturally we are too complacent. We just settle for less. People just maybe become a millionaire this year. Before you know, you are just like you are top of the world already. You have arrived. Africa, that's our culture in Africa. But you see, if you are going to succeed in business and going forward, you have to stay hungry. You have to ensure that those goals you are setting is motivating you forward, and you are taking steps towards achieving those goals. And let me also say something. Goal setting runs on some basic principles. You might have heard of SMART goals.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, if you are setting goals, your goals must be specific.
That's the X.
S must be specific.
Right.
You don't have to be vague. It must be. I want to do this. Your goals may be measurable. Your goals must be attainable. Your goals must be realistic too. You don't set goals that you have not any 1 million naira. You are setting goals of any 1 billion naira.
But if you bite more than you can chew, God will help you to chew them.
I'll come to that. Your goals also must be time bound. Must be time bound, because somebody say a goal without a deadline is only a wish. Your goals must be time bound. So, but those SMART goals works. You understand me? But people must also understand that you should also learn to think big and set big goals. Big doesn't mean it's unrealistic. Big in the sense that there are some things you know you can do or work on that can get you closer to that result. You understand me?
Very well.
For example, I remember going up as an entrepreneur. There was some year I would set goal of 1 million naira, 2 million naira in a year. But this year I cannot be setting a goal of 1 million naira.
So you said higher.
Yeah, I will set something higher, because if I'm for example I'm an employee. If I work in a paid employment and they are paying me 100,000, 150,000 a month, I can get 1 million naira if I'm very, very prudent with my savings. So for me that's too comfortable. I need to set something that will challenge me, that will make me want to take more steps. So goal setting is very, very, very key, and I believe it's something people have to embrace. People need to understand that they have to be simple as possible. 10 goals.
All right. Now you said 10 goals, and somebody said I set 5, and I couldn't even achieve any of those goals. What do you think would have me responsible as a consultant from your experience? You see somebody, you talked about 10, and somebody saying I only set 5 for myself, but in spite of how the numbers of the goals I set, I still could not achieve 5. What do you think could have been responsible for not achieving those goals?
Okay, I've done some research. I've read some books, and one of the things I realized that most people don't set goals. Although they don't set, some of them don't set based on the SMART analogy just now. But one of the requirements is that people are not disciplined. It is discipline that distinguishes. No matter the goals you set, no matter how little or how big those goals are, if you are not disciplined, you can never get those goals. And what is discipline? Discipline is doing what is required to get what is desired. You set a goal that you want to get your master's degree come 2024. Then you have to do what is required. You have to apply for your master's degree program. You have to save for a master's degree program. You have to go and start a master's degree program. You understand me? You have to be disciplined. You have to prepare. You have to read. You have to do what is required so you can get what is desired. So discipline is very, very, very key. So
most persons are not disciplined in their pursuit.
They are not disciplined
in achieving their goals.
Yeah, they are not disciplined. And the second reason is that people are not diligent enough. Diligence in the sense that your goals are not just, how will I put it now, are not going to come by mere wishes. I want to become a millionaire. I want to earn 1 million 2024. No. What do you need to do? What are the operation parameters you need to put in place for you to get that goal? For example, somebody's thinking of maybe a young entrepreneur. You want to earn 1 million naira, 2 million naira, 5 million naira, as the case may be, come 2024.
Maybe as profit or as turnover.
Yes, you must understand that marketing and sales is very, very, very key to that goal.
Obviously.
I've seen several entrepreneurs neglect marketing and sales. Most of them just focus on operations. I can bake, I can do this, I can do that. But marketing and sales, they don't pay attention to it. They feel that if they are already good, whatever they are doing, people will come.
Is that not one of the mites we read in those days?
Yeah, but
they said people will beat the parts to the person who makes the best mousetrap, even if it's not advertising, even if it's not marketing.
Yeah,
people will naturally troop to that direction.
That works, but we say that's quarterly fading away. There are a lot of companies that do that, but the what works these days, that according to one of my mentors, Grant Cardone, he said that it is not the best product that wins; it is the best known product. So what you should try to be is not just try to be the best. It's good to be the best, but you try to be best known. When you talk about something being known, marketing, sales, you can be a very, very, very good caterer, very, very good in baking cake and confectionaries, but people don't know you. You understand me? But somebody that is not very, very up to standard compared to you, but is on social media, is there, on TV, radio, advert is there. People will get accustomed or maybe want to do business with that, because why? People buy popular products these days.
Critics of that particular concept will tell you that's the beginning of fake life. I'm not good at what I do because I invested heavily on PR. I get the patronage. Then I deliver poor quality shoddy jobs. Then you see somebody else who may not be as good as I am and do less PRO, but doesn't get the good job. So at the end of the day, people who patronize the person who doesn't know the job but has a high PRO get disappointed at the end of the day. Don't you think that's the beginning or the roots of fake life?
No, for me, I don't see that that's the beginning of the root of fake life, because people want to understand if you are serious about entrepreneurship, you must understand that you have to respect standards. You have to respect quality too. So you not being the best, but you are striving to be the best. When I mean the best, there are people that are better than you in this field. But you are trying to make your product as quality as you can. But you know that if you want to compete with those big guys, for example, I start manufacturing a soft drink today. People, my locality, my state, they like my products, but I cannot compare my quality to that of Coca-Cola and Coke. You understand me?
Yeah.
Because why? Those brands, they are already established. So I'm not trying to do a fake product. I'm trying to do a quality product, but at my level. So I'm not trying to say let my product be fake. People will pay for fake things. No.
All right. Let's quickly come over to a whole lot of persons who are asking themselves out there to say, I want to invest. I've heard you talked about Go, and I know that if I invest in business A, B, or C, or invest in myself for 2024, obviously there are going to be returns. And one area we have seen over the years, especially in Benin City, is the area of real estate investing. Now, it will amaze you to know that the real estate industry in Nigeria has experienced significant growth and transformation over the years because of a whole lot of factors. The real estate industry has grown so much. Let's look at it from the national perspective. We're not going global now. Let's look at it from national perspective. Then bring it down to our own state. I know Edo is just like catching up, because 20 years ago, the only thing we're hearing in Edo in Benin was 100 by 100, 50 by 100. Yeah. But now we have seen real estate, young entrepreneurs like yourself, who have taken it from just 50 by 100 to 100 by 100. We have taken it to commercial and the whole wider area. And let's have an overview of the real estate industry in Nigeria that will trickle it down to our own state, Edo State.
Okay, real estate industry in Nigeria is fast growing, fast developing. A lot of big players in the whole industry, and even there's a statistic I saw recently that over 41% of diaspora investment in Nigeria is for real estate. So real estate is over 41%.
41%. That's huge.
Yeah, that's very, very, very huge.
Why is that?
Because how will I put it now? A lot of people in diaspora, before now, people get scammed online through their family members and all that. So there was a time people were very, very, very scared in investment. But most of these real estate big players, they have put parameters in place so that people cannot secure properties even without coming to ever view those properties. Most of them now offer virtual inspection. Most of them now offer your documents, like one of the USA companies I work with, your document cannot be delivered to you via a delivery agency. So I can comfortably be at my home in America, or maybe be at my home in London. I can secure property in Nigeria. And one of the reason for this investment is that, of course, you can look at it, the naira and dollar exchange rate. Yeah. So if somebody that have like a large maybe savings when it comes to in terms of maybe dollar rating, and it brings some kind of investment to Nigeria, it can help you secure more properties. And most of them they are not just investing generally. Of course, if US investment goes across different places in Nigeria, but people place focus on Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt. Because why? Because that's where you get high return on investment. You understand me? High return. So that the three major reasons why people invest in real estate in Nigeria, especially the diaspora. And when it comes to real estate on the national scale, a lot of infrastructure, real estate has not embraced innovation. So you see things like prop tech. Now people don't just buy land; people buy service plots, green and smart homes. Before, if you just like you mentioned, 100 or 150 or 100, people don't want to buy that. People want to buy a house. Though I can view my house from my phone. I can lock my door via my phone, because real estate has now embraced technology. So that's why you see a lot of prop tech startup coming up. So that has really motivated most people to want to invest in real estate. Return on investments and its innovations involved in it too.
All right, now let's come down to it, to our states. Now, you just mentioned 3 key states in Nigeria, and that got me thinking. Edo was not part of them, and we know in our states, part of the reason why a whole lot of investors were skeptical in investing in our own state, in Edo State, was because of this land grabbing issue that we had in the state, as well as this community people, these CDAs, to sell one land to 15 persons, then the 15 owners begins to fight themselves. The person with the survivor of the fittest possess the land, and a whole lot of it slowed down the industry, and it actually took the industry 20 years backward. How were these real estate investors, how were they able to overcome these challenges in Edo State? And now, for me, I think where we are is satisfactory. How were they able to overcome these challenges, hurdles, before we go to where we are currently?
Okay, before we go to where we are currently, sales of land was integrity was the watchword. Integrity was the watchword, because I would rather you recommend somebody for me to buy a land from than me going to meet somebody and buy such land. And not just integrity, social capital. What I mean is that, who is this person in his own community, in his own environment? Does he have a good record?
We have seen a Nogi says fake land too.
Yeah, no, I'm coming.
Integrity check was off, but social capital was.
I'm coming. I'm just saying that, of course. These are some of the reasons. Integrity, social capital, and also, how would I put it now? Let me just focus on those two. What I mean social capital is that, if let me use the audio way of a community, is maybe has a right to sell land. If I can approach him to buy land, I'll be more comfortable dealing with your jury.
Yeah.
Yes, because I know that he's your jury, so I can always see him anytime. I can always get him anytime. You get my point.
Yeah.
So that status, if it's the Enogi, almost the same thing. But of course, you just mentioned that you can have Enogi that don't have integrity, or jury that don't have integrity. That's of course there are many. But you see, people, how would I put it now? People do business more. People they like, they know, and they trust. So if I can trust you based on the social status, if I can trust your to do business with your, of course I can do business with your. But if I can trust the community chairman or the youth leader, based on integrity, social capital, and look at testimonials. People you have, okay, he sold to my uncle a few years ago. He sold, there was no issue. There was really social capital, integrity, which was actually sponsored by true referrals. Referrals.
All right. Now let's look at the regulatory environment. Now, you agree with me that part of the reasons why real estate thrive in these 3 states that you have mentioned, Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt, you agree with me that they have a stable regulatory environment where you could get your property and you get CFOs almost immediately as much as you can afford it, or if you are building an estate, you could secure the entire properties. And when people begin to see that this thing is stable, they want to put their money into it, no matter how much you charge them. How did the regulatory environment stabilize the real estate sector industry in our own state here?
Okay. First of all, I just want to use this minute to also appreciate the Yoruba of Benin. It's very nice for and the state governor, Governor Osayogie, for the initiative they brought into bringing life to the real estate sector in Edo State, because it was a huge battle trying to take away the CDA, I know the battle was not something, because
the actually put an end to CDAs.
Yes,
and why the governor also took it further by introducing enforcement and the CFO into it as well.
Land use charge, those things really, because people
sanitize the system,
because people were very, very, very scared. And do you know that recently people, so I was speaking to one of my investors. He told me that he is more comfortable buying land from real estate companies in Edo compared to individual. But before, it was not like that. No. People would like buy through individual, and then they get scammed and different story. So back to your question. How would I put it now? Regulatory environments. If they really played a key role in sanitizing the real estate sector, because if you look at things like Edo GIS,
Edo GIS.
Edo GIS. It has really fast tracked CFO, getting of CFO to support real estate investment. If you look at some law enforcement agencies like Edo Property, I think Ministry of Urban Planning, they are really doing a lot to sanitize the system. So those, and also there was one estate approval I was talking to one of my friends about, whereby people build houses before to their taste, but now you have to get approved. You understand? I think urban planning they are also in charge of that. So those regulatory bodies are really help to sanitize the system, because people were building houses anyhow. People were, before it was just the real estate development in those was a chaos.
Then let's look at technology adoption. You talked about it at some point where you talked about people could now let's look at property management software. Let's look at the introduction of software. Now we believe tech is for the tech sector, real estate is more of something tangible you can touch. And how was that marriage able to take place to merge the adoption of technology into the real estate to make it standardized?
Okay, there's a Chinese proverb that says those who don't look ahead will always be behind.
Those who don't look ahead will always remain behind.
Yes, give me a point. So basically, when it comes to real estate and tech, invariably every sector in the world right now have to embrace technology in order for it to thrive and grow. So real estate has also opened itself to welcome technology innovations. That's why in Nigeria today there are a lot of prop tech startups. There are listing companies, listing tech companies, property management companies, softwares that manage properties. So in terms of technology innovations, I mentioned earlier that people don't just buy land anymore; they buy service plots. So if you're going to build an estate, you're going to develop an estate for an investor, then you have to bring technology into place. There are some estates in Nigeria that are powered by solar. There are some estates in Nigeria that are powered by biogas. There are some estates that are powered by other energy source. And there's, in terms of even property, maybe development of houses, there are real estate companies also coming into the place where people can now control look at their houses from their phone, lock their houses from their phone, control their electronics via their phone. Now have voice response and many others. So real estate as a sector has really embraced technology for it to go, and also in terms of technology too, people, there's a rise in virtual inspection. Before now, if you want to buy a land, you have to follow me to the site.
Yeah.
I will take you to the site. You will see it.
As offensive, even kidnapped.
So first I
Kidnapped on the way.
I remember the time I was taking taking a client to his site recently. He was like, this place is too far.
It's a bush.
It's a bush. A guy, you know where they go. So you understand me? So I tell you that where you my encouragement to him was that when you call a city today, was only a bush yesterday.
Correct.
You understand me? So I tell you that don't mind the bush. It depends on where you are coming from. So virtual inspection is not really invoked. Especially for the diaspora audience, people now look. Okay, I want to buy this land in Lekki. I want to buy this land in Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt.
Why not say in Upper Sakumba?
I'm coming to that in Edo too.
Yeah.
Virtual inspection. And the reason why I mentioned Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt are the 3 prime locations for real estate investment. That statistics were given by Goldman Sachs.
Yeah.
In terms of real estate development, investment is not sentiment.
Correct.
So
it's the numbers.
Yeah, it's the numbers. You work with the numbers. Yes. Don't say I'm from Upper, I must buy land in Upper. It's good to have a land in Upper. You understand me? But to be said with you, even some of my mentors will tell you that if they have a land in their village, it will just be maybe 1 plot 100 by 100. I don't know if you understand me.
Yeah, very well.
Majority of their investment is towards capital, high growth intensive area, Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja, even internationally, Dubai.
Yes.
One of my mentors just acquired some property in US too.
All right, now let's come to the challenges. The real estate industry in Nigeria faces several challenges that impact its growth. Now, in advanced climb, you see a particular area has been set aside for commercial purposes. So if you know you are going towards that direction, you see that the government has built road, sewage facility, the sewage facility, power, they are out there. So you just come, follow the template set by the government. But here it seems as if we do everything ourselves. If for instance we first of all create road, the see community people, they first of all create road in that place, then they don't even begin to look at where is police station, where are the government. Disregard to some of the challenges, infrastructural deficit. How has the industry been able to surmount that challenges, infrastructural deficit?
Okay. Basically, in terms of infrastructural deficits, that's why I encourage people. It's not a must, but if you are buying property from a real estate company, you get in terms of then you can talk about infrastructure. You understand me? But if you are buying from an individual majorly just sell land. I sell that land, I get my money, that's all. You go and handle a lot of responsibility. But real estate companies, most real estate companies take the extra effort of grading some of those roads, bringing electricity, bringing water, bringing security. Some of them in the order of their development, they also think about creating markets. Just like you mentioned, commercial area, hospitals, but individuals don't do that. And those plots in those real estate, those estates, they are properly laid out. You don't just see houses facing each other, the front facing the side, the back facing the.
I was about going there. I was discussing with a mentor of mine, and we said, why is it that in Edo State we don't have these estates where you have a massive estate like we have in Lagos, like we also have in Port Harcourt, like you have mentioned in Abuja too? How come we don't have these estates where it's massive, but what we have seems to be face me, I face you, your my front is your back is my front, and all these challenges and he said something very profound. He talked about the fact that we are still being communal in our thinking. A lot of people have not embraced this commercial nature when it comes to real estate investing. How has that been able to hinder the growth of our real estate sector in our own city here?
Okay, let me just give you this particular instance. There was a time one of my uncle, we parked into a new house. When he parked it, he has not fenced the house. So there was a time I went to visit him. When it was about fencing the house, the neighbor seems to be quite seeing that as an offense. Like now we now like
your compound is a route. We need to pass a compound to the route.
Like the neighbor's children, that relationship between the neighbor's children and my uncle's children was really there. But that fence, they were very. In fact, They will say, okay, of course they are in good terms today, but they are not really staying in good terms, because that thing just, look at it, just breach that friendship,
that communal
so that when you mention communal, that's what I'm talking about. People, that's why orientation, mindset orientation is very, very, very key. You have to exposure is also very, very, very key.
Yeah.
So people are like, okay, because now my friend, no. These days people have to also learn privacy too.
Yeah.
So the reason why it has not really open compared to what we have in Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt is that mindset orientation, and also people see the need of just building what they like. But thank God for the regulatory bodies now who are now sorting out those issues
to standardize.
You understand me? Like, thank God for what the state government is also doing now at Mutan Garden.
Yeah.
That's first of its kind in Edo State.
Yeah, it's going to be a 7-star. It's 7-star.
Yes, when you're like houses laid out properly.
Yeah.
You understand me? Not haphazardly. You understand me? My car park is similar. When my car park is, it's where your car park is. I don't those kind of arrangements. Get my point. So that's one thing the state government is also doing, and also I must appreciate the state government for what they are doing in the university sector.
We need to appreciate the government. You know, government input has a way of reinvigorating any sector.
Yeah,
obviously. Now there are two issues I quickly want us to address before we wrap up the show. Now let's look at the issue. A whole lot of persons, if you discuss with investors, they will tell you building commercial houses or building houses and giving it to rent to tenant, they say it's no longer in vogue. They prefer to buy property, keep it undeveloped. Over time they sell it at a higher price. Somebody said, okay, if for instance I build a 4 flats with over 150 million, which even more with this current rate, and you put it in tenants, probably in a city, let's take Airport Road, we put it at let's say 150 or 200 million, 4 flats, and they are paying, let's say, 500,000 per annum, so 555. So every year you get 2 million naira. So if you want to recoup your 200 million, it will take you over 100 years. And after that 100 years, obviously, when you return back to that property, the tenant have finished there's no life again in that house after 100 years. So investors are saying, instead of going through this hurdle, why not leave the property undeveloped, and over time you are not doing anything, you don't have any improvement, just get your CFO, fenced it around, then over the years you can sell at a higher rate. Why is it that people are shying away from commercial real estate, building commercial properties?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. You know, people have to understand there are different types of real estate investments.
Yeah.
One of which is rental properties. You understand? You build a house, you offer it for rent, like you mentioned. Another one is what we call land banking. Land banking is where it's an investment strategy where people buy land in pre-developed areas or underdeveloped areas and leave those lands to appreciate for like 2-3 years and resell those lands. We also have house flipping. House flipping where you see maybe an old house. You buy that house, refurbish that house and sell it. We also have what we call real estate investment trust, whereby people don't own houses. They just want to invest their money in real estate and get returns in 4 or 5 years, as the case may be. So when it comes to offering your house for rent and buy land and leave it to just appreciate,
Land banking,
it's
preference.
It's preference, and secondly, it's one challenge as real estate industry currently have also is that we are looking at raising a crop of property managers. In UK or US, for example, they have property management firms. So if I'm building a 4-bedroom flat, I'm offering for rent. I'm not because I'm the tenant, because I'm the landlord. Doesn't mean I will be the one in charge of the total management.
Yeah.
I can just contract it to a company to help me manage this property.
Is that not what we are doing by having lawyers? Or is
caretakers and co.
No, the caretakers is fading away. We now have lawyers who monitor the house, get the rent, flip it to and collect their own charge. Is it that we are still behind?
Lawyer just one aspect of property management. That's just the legal side of it. When you talk about property management company, they look at maintenance. You understand me? They look at security. They look at what way can you get a good return on your investment, so that you are proud. You are very, very proud that okay, you invested such money. Look at what I'm getting. You are proud that okay, even before you invest, They have already told you that, okay, look at what you can get in 2, 3, 4, 10 years, 20 years from now. So you are not really bothered.
And probably they can also give you the future value of your house.
Yes.
If you want to
resell.
They
will value the house.
They value it in 20 years.
Yes.
Revaluation.
Yeah.
Right.
Property managers.
Yes.
In fact, one of the way people make money in Nigeria through real estate is rental properties. But if you're going to compare rental properties and land banking, of course, I will want to pick land banking because I just want to avoid those tenant issue and all that.
Yeah.
But property management firms, they are not very, very common in Nigeria.
Yeah.
You understand? That's one side of real estate. Property management firms are not very, very common. I would rather contract my property to property management firm to help me manage the property and I get a return on investment.
All right. Let's also look at limited access to mortgage financing for potential homeowner. Now, that's another challenge we face. Somebody was saying, all right, if you're working in advanced crime, you can just get any house you want. In 25 years, they begin to deduct from your salary, you can pay. Then also if you want to get a car as well, you can also do that, follow that same procedure. We heard President Bola Ahmed Tinubu campaigning on that light. He's saying it's unacceptable for you to gather a lump sum of money to buy a car or gather a huge sum of money to build a house. We expected probably he would have been able to come up with to revamp the mortgage banks and the mortgage industry. Now, how has access to financing hindered the growth of the real estate industry in Nigeria?
Okay, access to finance is a very, very major challenge. For example, there are a lot of companies. There are a lot of real estate companies. For example, in Lagos, they do some kind of stay and pay program. People can own houses. They pay as they stay. Maybe that's what they call it, pay and stay. So I can get this house in maybe I plan to stay 3-4 years. So as I stay, the more I'm getting from my income, I'm using for payment. The challenge for real estate companies to get funds, especially for real estate development, is very, 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 very high, because most banks, they have a lot of requirements, which most especially some let me use second level real estate companies cannot really meet such standards. And also they're also looking at the interest in real estate development in Nigeria, because if I get a loan from a bank to start up real estate development in Nigeria, before people, for example, I'm starting in Edo State, before I can really gather up or maybe gain return on such investment, might take a longer time.
Obviously.
I may be operating with a lot of uncertainty. I'm not very, very, very sure. You understand me? So the uncertainty is one challenge that has in that getting loan. And also, like one of my mentors also said, he said that it's easier for somebody in UK, US to get mortgage for a house compared to Nigeria.
All right. Now let's.
So the government have a lot to do in that regard.
In that regard,
to make this process very, very, very seamless for Nigerians.
Okay. As we begin to round up, let's look at political and economic instability. Now, you agree with me that a whole lot of everything that happens, or almost everything that happened in our climes, we read political meanings to them. All right. Like you said, it's easier for a wealthy man to take his money to Dubai, buy an apartment, or get an estate, and everything is going fine. But in Nigeria, if you do such and you're in party A, let's assume you take a very large expense of land, you are building 3, 4, 5 estates there, fine, that's good. Then you are in party A. Then when you cross carpet or party B gets into power, they now say, all right, the funds you used to do that was illegal, it was stolen, and before you know, there are a whole lot of issues. You get law enforcement agency on your neck, and you see before you know that particular property, it's marked. And at the end of the day, political undertone, political coloration has actually hindered the investors from making long-term investment in the real estate sector. How has this political and economic stability, how has it hindered this sector, in your own opinion, in 1 minute as we
Okay, my own opinion is that people have to put it down. The real estate investments, politics has a role to play. You understand me? But what I would advise, one of the things I want to advise quickly, like what I learned recently, is that it is more advisable to secure properties with a corporate brand, not your personal brand. Don't secure property with your name. It's advisable to secure property with your company. Because if a property is secured your name, it can easily be traced that you are the owner of this property, and people may want to, especially when it comes to politics, people may want to attack you. But if it's secured based on a corporate brand, there are laws that restrict such kind of attack. You understand me? So there are some legal advice you can get, and you can also do it also maybe sanitize with the first source issues.
All right, that's the voice of Mr. Osayogie Effort, and he's a real estate consultant. He is also a digital marketer. Mr. Effort, thank you for effortlessly dishing out those wonderful tips.
Thank you very much.
I want to especially appreciate you for sticking around with us. Hope you have learned a thing or two from our consultant as well as our guest today. Next week we'll be coming again. I'll also be paying key attention to other industries in Nigeria with a bid to revamp this industry, and also give our constructive suggestions and criticism in ensuring that we have free and fair play in that industry. My name remains Uncommon Emmanuel. Join us again same times next week Wednesday. Bye for now.